Video games. Let's see what I bought.
Right, here we go. I'm also joined by a cat, so he may jump on the table. He's been trying to eat all the cat treats, and that's how that ended. So we may as well look at the FIFA then, as I showed, in the thumbnail and everything. The reason why I picked this up, because you might say you picked up FIFA, like, you can find that literally anywhere. Because it said all play. Can't even see it on camera. Well, it seems like it's something slightly different. So if we have a look here, new 8v8 footy match. I didn't even realise that until now. Foot-E is like me. I'm not going to explain the joke. So it just looked a little more actually gamified and a lot more, well, fun, as opposed to normal FIFA, which is just the same game, copy and pasted a million times. It actually was in pretty good condition, so we'll get to that in a second. So it's full case in box, comes with the manual, comes with the disc. Let's have a look at the disc, shall we? How well can you see that? Yeah, there we go. That's not too bad, actually. Yeah, it's quite scratched up, but I've definitely seen worse. I'll be playing that at some point, and if it's anything actually interesting, I'll put it on the channel. So there we are, there's that. Next, we're going to go into this bag. So let me quickly get the games out. So looking at the receipt, I bought all these on the 15th of January, 2023. So I am a little late, but anyway, there we are. Let's get into it. First game we got here, Stuntman Ignition. Now, I really like this game. I think I played like the first one. I can't remember which one I've played now exactly. I think, yeah, it's the PS2 one. I wanted to play this PS3 one, because essentially what it is you're, well, a stuntman, and you have to go through, different levels, get into super cool car shots, all the rest of it, like you're doing, like every car movie ever where they have like stupidly over the top scenes because it looks cool. You're basically playing that, and again, look at that. £1. So if this functions, if this is a working disc, I think that's a bargain in my book. Let's have a look at the quality of the disc, shall we? It's a Blu-ray, PS3 Blu-ray, so it should be much better. There we go. Wow, okay, that is practically immaculate. Again, it's a PS3 game, so I'd hope so. And there we go, there's the manual, so I'm glad it's full case and manual and everything. The case is in pretty good condition, so I'm happy with that. Not all of the games you get from CX are in good condition. I might even make another video on that at some point. The FIFA actually came with the receipt, and look at that. This guy spent 10 quid on it. That was 2010, and I bought it for 50p at a charity shop. Shove that over there. Next game, look at that. So we've got Little Big Planet karting. Yeah, this was 6 quid, so it was a bit expensive. Hopefully the disc actually works. I like kart racing games. There's a lot of like the really terrible ones, like the Nickelodeon ones and all the rest of it, that are actually quite terrible, but I think this one is actually a pretty decent one. Team Molecule know what they're doing. Absolutely love Dreams. I've got it up there. Manual, case in box. Got the disc real quick. Oh, it's got like a fingerprint or two on it, so I could probably steal some of this information with that, but other than that, not bad at all. You can even see my face in it. That's how shiny it is. Look at that. Hi. Hello. There we are. I thought 6 quid. That's a pretty decent price. It's a little more than I would like to have paid, but if it's quality, then it's quality, innit? Next, we've got Wipeout there. So that was 8 quid again. That was also a bit expensive. But yeah, obviously, it's Wipeout. Yeah, this is the thing I really don't like about PS4 games. They don't have any manuals. Like, yeah, obviously, I'm going to read it like once in my lifetime. That's about it, probably. But it's just cool to have. And it's just PlayStation Plus, which is like, I don't know why buying this particular game would suddenly make me go, oh, you know what? Maybe I will. But there we are. Again, PS4 is obviously the same as PS3 Blu-ray, so it should be absolutely fine. Yeah, there's a slight scratch in the corner, but that should be absolutely fine, hopefully. Unless I tested it, but I don't know even when I'm going to get around to testing these, to be honest. And there we are, 8 quid, a bit more expensive I want to pay, not too bad. This one, my sister is absolutely obsessed with Doctor Who right now, but this is just, this isn't it. Like, I'd actually would like a really cool Doctor Who game, because obviously with the time travel and, I don't know, like in the Assassin's Creed style or Horizon Zero Dawn, that, you know what I mean? That would be really cool, but this ain't it. I mean, just looking at the screenshots there, you got Amy there, you've got the 11th Doctor there. It literally looks like somebody just like grabbed some assets on Unity and shoved it into a game. They could have done better. Even you actually have the voice of Matt Smith and Karen Gillan. There was clearly some effort here. Again, it was a quid, so I mean, the worst case scenario, I can just use it as a coaster. No manual this time. I do get annoyed when there's no manual. So if we grab that out, that is surprisingly good. This is a Wii game. They probably played it like once, they went, what the hell is this? And then put it back or something. So, I mean, for a quid, it's kind of hard to complain. Even then, it's like, all right, let's compare it to this, shall we? Actually, like, yeah, this is probably one of those ones that's like relatively generic, very realistic and whatnot, but this is 75p, so not only was this actually cheaper, but if it works, this is a much better game. So it also uses the Wii balance board as well, which is actually quite a good thing for a snowboarding game. Like, I'm actually starting to get into snowboarding games. I do like them. Again, look at this. We've got the manual. We have the disc. That is definitely a bit more scratched up. You can tell they, like, actually played it this time. If you're going to compare the two, this is the much better buy. Why I'm comparing these, I don't know. Nobody cares. Next up, I just love these weird ones. On the 360 in particular, they're these weird dual things. Are they actually dual discs? Yeah, they're dual discs. There's these really weird like collabs, especially because this Pure game is by Disney, but then Lego Batman's by Warner Brothers. So why are these in a bundle? I don't really understand. It's cool that they're in a bundle, but it is really weird to see these types of like, one's obviously a motorbike racing game, quad bike, all the rest of it, and then another one's a Lego game. I've got another one as well, which is like Trivial Pursuit, Burn Up Paradise, which I did in another video, I think. And yeah, it's a really weird combination. You got the Pure game there, but then you've also got behind it Lego Batman. There is 2 manuals and 2 discs. And again, 250, that ain't bad at all. I haven't actually modded my 360 yet because it's a lot harder to do for some reason. Just modded my original Xbox. Disc is actually in pretty solid condition. Like usually these ones are a lot worse because they're 360 games. So I think that is quite a cool collection. Next one is Turok. I don't know much about Turok. I know obviously it's a dinosaur shooter game. I haven't actually played much of it, but again, it's £1.50 and original Xbox games are surprisingly cheap these days. £1.50, like, you really can't go wrong at that point. As long as the game works, that is pretty solid. And I've heard this is quite a good game as well, so I haven't actually played it yet. But yeah, look at that. Very nice, very nice. One thing I do like to do is like I like to record the video first and then go and play these games, like because I just want to show that I bought it first. And then here we go, another snowboarding game called Amped. I think this is actually quite a decent one. I don't know that much about it because obviously you got like on the N64 you had 1080 snowboarding, and then now you got this, and then obviously later on there are other snowboarding games like SSX and that kind of stuff. £1.50, like original Xbox games are like close to PS2, but I thought because the original Xbox only sold like 20 million units, but I didn't think there'd be that many like cheap games on the system. Oh, look at that. Where's the manual? Okay, so I've just got like some kind of phone one. Australia. You can't even see it there. Oostenrijk. Denmark. Check the disc. I always get afraid of pulling the disc out because I always think it's going to like fracture or something. Yeah, that is a little scratched, but not terrible, not terrible. So hopefully that should be pretty good. There's my CEX find gone. So we will shove those games over there and I will check my recording because if it didn't work, I will cry. Right, we did record, so we're good. That's what I was going to say at the beginning of the video as well. If you like 1080p or 4K, please tell me, because I can record in 4K, but it is a lot more work, surprisingly, and my computer hates 4K. So if you prefer 1080p, great. I'm doing this video in 1080p, but if you prefer 4K, let me know in the comments. I can do that, but it's just more work to do. So if you don't care about 4K, there's no point in me making 4K. Just let me know. Anyway, let's go into this game bag. Now, I will give you a slight spoiler. It's not just games. Alright, so let's get into it. So, speaking of which, the first one here, I thought this was really cool. Look at that. I did pay full price, unfortunately, so £6 is quite expensive for what this is. But it's Luigi! Look at that! Mario Kart! So they had both Hot Wheels and this one. This one was slightly cheaper, and apparently you can actually pull it back. I may as well try it. I thought it was quite cool. Let's give it a go. All the resale value is just gone now. Is now worth 20p. Oh, actually, that is really cheap feeling. Oh, pull speed, whatever pull speed means. Wow, that is just like really hollow plastic. I'm actually a little annoyed at that now. I was kind of thinking it'd be at least metal, like die cast or something. The real question is, does he pull back? He does! Any more of that and he'll give me the death stare. Yeah, I mean, I'm really disappointed with the build quality, but it does the job, so there's that. Plonk in there. Next game. Look at that. Pirates of the Caribbean. So this was a different CX. Now, I thought they just did a Lego game. I didn't realize they did an actual realistic version, not just the Lego one, but it does say open-ended gameplay. So that sounds good to me, although it's probably just very hollow. But one really interesting thing is, look at this. Bethesda and Ubisoft teamed up to make this. So I'm really interested because obviously Morrowind, Oblivion, all the rest of it. Speaking of Bethesda and Morrowind, I actually have Morrowind on the Xbox. It was quite impressive for its time. It's actually really cool that it even works on the Xbox, but obviously it hasn't aged the best on the Xbox. Like the load times are ridiculous. If you just want to, you know, do a quick save, it can literally take a minute to load with the quick save. Like, it's mad. But anyway, £2. So I thought that was pretty darn decent. There you go. Look, we have the manual. Yeah, we have the manual. I need to make like some kind of sound effect for the manual. And yeah, this is actually quite a nice one. And then obviously the disc itself. Wow, okay. So it does look like it might have been resurfaced. So in other words, they're trying to even it out to make the scratches not as bad. But hey, that is not too bad at all. I don't know how we can pick it up on camera, but yeah, look at that. Okay, cool. So I have high hopes for this one. So Pirates of the Caribbean, we will put over there. Next game. Another Pirates game, but not quite the same one. This is Sid Meier's Pirates. Did I pay £5 for this? Okay. That's a bit more than I would have expected, especially because of the condition of the case here. Absolutely love this game. It's one of my favourite games ever. It's both really simple, but also can actually get quite hard and quite complicated as well. And the PSP one is a really faithful one. Everything in like the normal game is there. I have played a bit of the PSP one before. Oh, look at that. 2K Games product registration. So if you want to register it, here you go. Yeah, actually there's no manual. See? So that's the problem. Some of these, when you pick up the case, they don't necessarily put the manual in. So I have to double check that sometimes. With these ones, it's much harder to check the actual disc itself because obviously it's in a protective case. It should last longer at least. I kind of wish more games would have it in like a protective case like this, just because how easily like 360, Wii, Xbox or anything can get scratched. So that looks fine. Yeah, $5 is a little steep, especially with the no manual and stuff. Like maybe about £4 or £3 would have been better, but it's not terrible either. I just love that game. I've got it on, we had it on Wii. I've got it on PC. Oh, another Pirates of the Caribbean game. Literally, I've left this so long I forgot what I've got now. Again, it's £1.50. So is that 2 or 3? I need to go rewatch the Pirates of the Caribbean. I haven't watched it in ages. For a PSP game, that doesn't look too bad. Again, I'm looking forward to playing that. And again, £1.50. So if this is a functioning game that is not bad, then that is a bargain. PSP games can be surprisingly cheap as well, all things considered. Here's another super cheap one. GT Pro. Now, yeah, £2.50 is actually kind of expensive for a game like this. I mainly bought it just because it's a racing game on the Wii, which is not exactly super common. I just thought it'd be quite cool. And £2.50. Does it have the it has the manual. Actually, I just realised, look at that, it's made by Ubisoft. That's where the crew comes from, I guess. Oh, hang on, what's the games in the back there? Oh, it's Ubisoft, isn't it? Obviously, that's why it's Raving Rabbids. Monster 4x4. So I've got Excite Truck. Didn't know they made an open season game, though. I shouldn't be surprised, really. Your manual that does manual things. Let's have a look at the disc. Just hope I don't scratch it while putting it out. Yeah, the disc is in quite good condition, so I'm hoping that'll do well. Another thing as well as a lot of these games is when I use like my Wii or whatever to dump the game and then play on emulators, sometimes even if it looks fine and it plays fine on the Wii itself, when I come to dump it, the disc actually doesn't work fully, and because it doesn't work fully, it doesn't dump the whole game. So that's something you have to be careful of as well if you want to play on emulators, is that these discs have to be in much better condition, otherwise they won't dump properly. Oh yes, there we go. This is Sonic Rivals. Now yes, this is expensive at £8. This is not the cheapest game by any means, but I heard from a friend that these are actually really good. This is the second one. I haven't got the first one yet. Never played these, barely heard anything about it, but all I've heard is that they are really good. And judging from the screenshots, they do actually look pretty decent. I mean, we're living in an age now where Sonic is having somewhat of a renaissance. I'm really looking forward to getting Sonic Frontiers, but it's £30 and I'm like, I don't want to pay £30. I did buy Sonic Forces now though, so yeah, maybe I shouldn't have money. But yeah, this looks pretty decent. Look, we have the manual! Kind of mad, just look at that, right? Look at the PSP, how, you know, small and simple it is, and yet it just came up with some of these incredible games. The PSP is really underrated, especially the PS Vita. Like, I will shill until the end of time for the Vita, because that is one of the best consoles ever made, and Sony just hated it. That was it from game. Oh, actually, there was only like one thing from game one there. I didn't buy anything. Oh, I did buy something. Hang on, just about reached that. Kirby, look at that. Kirby, rock and roll. Let me know how many people actually remember that show. Although, was not cheap. I love this Kirby. I would have preferred a bigger one. It is quite small. It is still pretty cool. And I just want to get more plushes in here because plushes are cool. And anyway, finally, so this one wasn't actually me. Now, there's a shop called Nerdbase, and my dad was away. And as he was there, they recently just restocked like a massive amount of Xbox games. We're looking at like literally 200 plus Xbox games. We could have been there for hours. Literally probably like the whole day. Here we are. Here's all the original Xbox games. But I'm going to turn it around, even though I've already spoiled them now. First of all, here's Actual Soccer. I just wanted to get a football game that isn't FIFA or isn't PES, because they're both usually just quite terrible, especially recently. And I've heard the Actual series are actually quite good. So this one was actually pretty cheap, as you can see there, from Nerdbase, it's £2. And again, this is a very, very good condition for that. Like, you can see, these plastic cases are always the first to get cracked or broken or anything, but this is absolutely fine. I hate opening these up. I feel like I'm going to destroy it the second I do. A market research thing. That is, oh, look at that. Free monthly prize draw to win £100 worth of game. I don't think I can do that anymore. Oh, look at that, coming soon, Men in Black. Look how chunky some of these manuals are, though. Look at that. That is chunky. Although I think that's just because a lot of these are in different languages here. I don't even... Look at that, is mad. Like that, one language. All of this, just other languages. This is what happens when you're in Europe. So here we are, Actual Soccer. Let's grab that. Ooh, that's not good. Well, let's hope that doesn't do anything. Oh, so this is a CD. Oh, it's a PS1 game. Of course it's a CD. CDs, actually, these CDs in particular seem to actually hold up better, I think, than some PS2 games. But yeah, that is looking pretty fine. So let's just hope that holds it properly. Put that there. Next is Professor Layton. I think there's a couple of these I'm actually probably going to take back. But this one in particular, because it is Professor Layton, but just look at the shoddiness of the case. Definitely seen better days. And there was also no manual. I mean, it's £3. The cartridge itself looks fine. I was a bit like, yeah, I might as well take that back. Because again, my dad was showing me this over video call and I couldn't see the quality of it very well. The next two, these ones I was going to take back. Lego Star Wars. I'm actually not taking that back as such, but I just realised I bought it as a duplicate. So I was like, oh. So I'm not going to return it, but I'm just going to sell it to them, see whatever they take for it. Obviously, one of the best games ever made. It's just great. And then SpongeBob Lights Camera Pants. Now, when I asked him to grab the game, it was Battle for Bikini Bottom, because that's the good one. And then he came home with this for some strange reason. This is like some kind of weird Mario Party ripoff, I guess. I might even try it just for the lols, but I'm probably going to end up taking it back, because we're going up there soon, and then I'll do a video on that on another Nerdbase find. Let's have a look at the condition of the case on this one. There we go. So we got the full manual. How is the disc? Disc is looking actually really good. There's like barely any scratch on that whatsoever. That is actually fantastic. Ooh, almost don't want to send that back now. Next one. Need for Speed Carbon. I remember really wanting to play this a lot when I was younger because I think my brother had it. Playing it now, it's like I've only played a bit of it, but I think I might actually end up preferring Underground 2. Oh, look at that. If that's not like 2003 to you, I don't know what is. It has the manual, though the manual is a bit small on this one. I have actually played this one now, this Xbox One. I played it a little bit, and I know it works at least, although I haven't actually tried copying it over yet or anything. The disc is not too bad. It is a little more scratched than I would like, but it seems to work, so I'm happy with that. There we are. Let's put that over there. Next one. Oh, I didn't say the price. £4 wasn't super expensive, but it's not that bad anyway. Incredibles. This was £1. Hello, focus. So if this works, then again, I think it's a steal at that point. Manual. Always like to see that. The disc. Disc is looking very nice. I don't know what else to say other than it's the Incredibles. Next up, this is Mech Assault. I've actually wanted to get into a lot of these like mech games, so I'm kind of glad that I have this now. This is the second one. I kind of want to get the first one because you can do soft mods on the Xbox, but then I've got Splinter Cell anyway, so which is actually quite a decent game. I haven't played this one yet, but I like mech games and I'm excited to play that. No, oh, hang on. No, wait, does that? No, it has no manual. Ah! Anyway, let's have a look at the disc. It is a bit scratched, but it doesn't look terrible. See, by the end of the video now, I'm just running out of things to say. Rayman 3. Rayman games. Please, Ubisoft, bring back like a proper Rayman. They were so good. After 3, you just made Rabbids and nobody cared, unless they were like 3 years old. I believe Rayman 3 is the best one. I've only got 3 here, and I've only got the 3DS one, which is actually quite decent as well. You can't defeat us. We've even invaded this box. Okay. Rayman is actually a really underrated platformer. Like, the classic Rayman games are pretty darn good. I mean, already a 10 out of 10 right there because it has a manual. And it's actually quite a stylish one as well. Like, I like when the manuals have, like, you know, actual personalities as opposed to just, you know, telling you how to play the game. Let's have a look at the disc. I bet I'm going to open one of these boxes that won't even be a disc in there. I'll be like, hang on a second. Yeah, the disc looks basically immaculate, so that is fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't want to play it, but I'm looking forward to playing that. Next up is Hulk. I mean, do I have to explain the Hulk to you? I don't think so. I think everybody knows the Hulk at this point, and if you don't, use the internet. Unleash the Fury! But why does in that picture there, it looks like Hulk's literally about to just, like, strangle him to death and throw him off a cliff. That's a bit violent. Can't believe there'd be violence in a Hulk game. This is ridiculous. This is an outrage. Manual. Love to see it. Oh, there's a challenge mode. I don't know what challenge mode means. Looking at the disc. Relatively nice. I think a lot of these have been resurfaced, so I'm a little suspicious, but they don't look super scratched, so they should be alright. And again, was that £3? Not too bad. Now, here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier. SSX on tour. Look at that. £1.50. That is what we call cheap. And SSX have always been pretty good games. Although they are EA though, so that already you lose points for that. Manual. Gain the points back from the manual. What's the one behind this one? There's a thing behind there. We don't talk about that one. Never mind. Let's look at the disc. Okay, that looks really resurfaced. I'm a little scared now. Hopefully that'll work alright. God, I'm losing my voice now. Last but not least, Quantum Redshift. Now I have absolutely no idea what this game is. Like, my dad just saw it and just went, do you want it? I'm like, might as well, I guess. One of them is literally dead in the background, so that probably explains the facial expression. There's this guy that looks like he's going to tell me off or something. Yeah, it says Microsoft Game Studios, so it's like a first-party exclusive. Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like some kind of weird Wipeout clone. Tell me or not in the comments if it's good. I literally haven't the foggiest about it, but it was £1, so I thought, might as well. I mean, again, as long as it works, that's pretty decent. Let's even look at that. They're even shilling Xbox Live. So, let's grab this out. Yeah, that doesn't look... Yeah, it looks a bit resurfaced, but it should be alright. Oh, there we are. Apart from some of the games I might take back, that is my game finds in this episode. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.